So first of all, welcome back to Athens. Thank you for your time. I know you've done so many interviews today.
It's all right.
How has this year's off season been so far? I'm imagining it's quite different given the circumstances and change of scenery.
I mean, change of scenery, but it's not my first time, changing teams. I think this off season has been pretty good. Worked out pretty good this summer. Did a lot of hard training. Preseason went pretty well for the team. So it's been pretty standard, I would say. Been pretty standard for me over the years.
What were the reasons you decided to sign a deal with Red Star this season? Were there any other options you considered?
I definitely had other options for teams, but Red Star seemed to be, I would say, the best one for me, in the sense that I was able to move to a team that had an amazing fan base. It's one thing when you're playing for a high-level team, but no fans come to the game. Playing in front of an empty gym. When you're a player that has nothing but energy.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard. So that was one thing that kind of dictated my decision. Was playing in front of a big fan base, but also playing for a team that wants to win championships. I feel like at a good time in my career where I can still help a team win. And so that was one thing that I took into consideration as well. I don't want to play basketball at this point in my life just to play. I still have goals. I still want to win.
Of course.
And so those two decisions were something that weighed heavily on me making the decision to go to Red Star.
Did you ever see yourself wearing the red and white, colors on the court, given the fact that you've played 7 years here in Panathinaikos is green?
I played in red and white prior to playing in Panathinaikos.
Yeah.
I played in Kuban, whose colors are red and white. My university that I played 4 years, Maryland, was red and white. So red and white is something that I played with before Panathinaikos. And it was funny because when I came to Panathinaikos, it's like, oh, you can't wear red. And most of the stuff that I have is red, and not for anything but it was one of my favorite colors to wear, So it was something that I had to think about being at Panathinaikos. It's like, man, I might offend some people if I come just wearing red all the time.
So that didn't change after spending 7 years here?
No,
Okay.
It didn't change. It's just like, okay, now I can wear red now.
Yeah. So on a personal and on a team level, what are your goals this upcoming season, especially in the Euroleague?
Just to be strong this year. I want to put up a good fight. I want to compete at a high level. Euroleague this year has been set up to be very competitive. A lot of teams have made a lot of big signings and have the goals to make it to the Final Four and make it to the playoffs and win a EuroLeague title. So this year EuroLeague is going to be really competitive. I'm happy for that. And that has been a huge motivation for me to work hard this summer as well too, so that I can compete at a high level and be considered one of those players. My personal goal is the team goal, is to help the team win. I want to help the team win. I want to push the team as far as we can go. And that's just my goal. If the team is successful, then I feel like I'm successful.
As you mentioned, on paper and in many people's minds, this EuroLeague may be the most competitive of all time. Do you first of all agree with that? And the second, could you make like a prediction for the top 8 maybe?
No, it's almost impossible to make a prediction for the top 8. Especially right now, you're making a prediction based off of what you see on paper. No games have been played yet. At the end of the day, no matter what's on paper, you still have to play. You can have the best team on paper, but you can play the worst game because the guys don't know how to play with each other. There's so many things that come into factor. Maybe the coach doesn't know how to manage the team, for all we know. Just as far as us in this EuroLeague, I think that we have a chance to compete at a high level. I think we have a chance to try to push, and make the push for the playoffs. Red Star is one of those teams that nobody really looks at as like, oh, it's a big game, we got to get ready for it. It's Red Star, but at the same time, everybody understands that Red Star can win. And I think that's going to be our biggest piece this year, is that we're the underdog. Nobody's expecting anything big out of us, so we're under the radar. And I think that will surprise a lot of teams this year.
So let's switch gears a little bit and talk about tomorrow, because it's a huge game, I'm imagining, for you against your former team. How are you feeling about that?
I don't really have any feelings right now. We don't have any feelings. I'm not a person that thinks too much before games. I think more in the moment. So for me, it's just I'm getting ready to play. EuroLeague season's here. We're coming in to win, you know, and that's my mindset. I'm not thinking of anything else.
What are some of your most memorable moments from your days at Panathinaikos?
You know, winning my first Greek League title here, I would say. You know, I'll even go one step before that, making the playoffs. You know, this was the first year that we had a team without Obradovic. You know, 10 players had left, only 2 players had returned with Diamantidis and Chacharis. You know, nobody expected anything. You know, they signed a lot of guys that they didn't expect to be a high-level player, let's say, and a coach that was a first year at this team. And we ended up being something special. You know, we played Barcelona. We made it to the playoffs, played Barcelona, and win a 5-game series. You know, that I believe that we had a chance to win in 4.
Yeah.
And, you know, we missed that opportunity, but for me to just get a taste of what it's like to be at that point, you know, and to almost make it to the Final Four, that was like something that like really stuck out to me. And before then, I had never played against Barcelona. You know, some of the teams, because of the group phases, you didn't get a chance to play against everybody. You know, that's what makes EuroLeague so special now, is that everybody plays everybody. You can't hide anymore, you know. So that was probably one of my most memorable moments, you know, playing Barcelona, going to Game 5 series, you know, unfortunately losing, but then after that, you know, winning the Greek League title that year against a team that ended up winning EuroLeague. You know, we won 3-0. It wasn't easy, but it looked easy, you know, and it was just one of those things that, you know, you feel like that was our title, that was our year, that was our year to win the EuroLeague, you know. But that's probably one of the most memorable times. Got a lot of other memories, you know, so many, 7 years.
Yeah, of course.
You know, you can't just pick one.
Of course. Do you miss anything in particular from Athens?
The souvlaki.
The souvlaki? Yeah. Looking back in time, do you regret maybe some of the choices you made, such as the suspension you had in the 2015 and couldn't help the team in the Greek finals?
No. I feel like every decision I made, you know, I made for whatever reason it was for, you know, at the time. That's one thing I try not to do, is live with regrets.
Yeah.
You know, I want to be able to say at the end of my life that I did everything I wanted to do. I met all the people I wanted to meet. You know, I lived the life that I wanted to live, you know, and I was able to impact people in so many ways, you know, in a positive way. It was unfortunate what happened, you know, during that year with the doping thing. But it was a lot deeper than what people know. You know, it was a lot deeper, and I don't want to get into too much detail with it, but it wasn't what everybody expected it to be. It was unfortunate, though, that I couldn't help the team in that finals. You know, it hurt me to have to sit and watch, you know, because of something that, you know, that came out about me. But to say, do I live with regrets? No. Every decision I made in my career, you know, I could say, would I go back and do things differently? Everybody would say that.
Yeah,
it's like in a game, you know, you play a game, after you watch the video.
What could I have done differently?
In the video, it's like, yo, you could have did this, you could have did this, but in the moment, you do what you did, you know, and this is life. You can't rewind life. You live it day by day.
And then finally, since you were in Greece for 7 years, and since many of our viewers would like your opinion on the current situation here in Greece, and especially the Greek League, I have to ask you the following. After complaining about the refereeing in the Greek League games, Olympiacos basically decided to relegate to the 2nd division. So, what's your opinion on that?
I mean, I don't agree with it. You know, I feel like their decision and whatever the decisions were made between Olympiacos, the Basketball Federation, and if Panathinaikos had anything with it, you know, I feel like that had nothing to do with basketball. I feel like, you know, it's not good for the culture of basketball when you talk about being competitive. You know, it's what you look forward to. You look forward to that Greek rivalry between Panathinaikos and Olympiacos. I mean, granted, you have teams like Aries and Pout and Ike, you know, who have strong teams. Prometheus is really coming up. But it's not the same. You know, it doesn't hold the same, you know, weight. And to not have that now, you know, it kind of hurts. It hurts because it's like, what are you playing for now? You know, you're playing to beat Ike, you're playing to beat, you know, Prometheus. You're not playing to beat Panathinaikos or Olympiacos. It's just different. And also, I mean, what does it show to the younger culture, you know, that's growing up, that it's okay to quit, or it's okay to, you know, when things get rough or they don't go your way, you just stop. You know, what messages does that send?
Yeah.
You know, for me personally, that's how I feel about it. You know, but again, I feel like this decision was made, you know, without having to do anything with basketball. I don't think it had anything to do with basketball. It's above me. You know, it's not something that I can really comment too much on. But from being on the inside and being players, you know, you want to play these games. You look forward to these games. Yeah, we compete. Yeah, we seem like enemies on the court. But at the end of the day, we're all doing the same thing. We all have the same job that we feed our families with, and it's to play basketball at a high level. And so when you look forward to that and then it doesn't happen, you know, as players, you feel like something was taken away.
Will it be weird seeing watching the Greek finals without Olympiacos?
And I'm not in Greece anymore. I think that's something that the Greeks got to answer. You know, I would, if I was a player, I would feel some kind of way. You know, but I'm not in this anymore, so I mean, for me, it doesn't concern me. It doesn't involve me. You know, I got to focus on Partizan. You know, I got things that we got to deal with as far as our rivalries in Belgrade.
Okay, thank you so much, and good luck the rest of the season.